Hi, welcome back, IntroStat students. So today we are going to do Unit 3, Summarizing Quantitative Data, Quiz 3. All right, so here we go, Quiz 3. So you found the following ages in years of 6 lions. Those lions were randomly selected from the 22 lions at your local zoo. Now, I want you to pay very careful attention to what you have just read. You have found the following ages of 6 lions, and those lions were randomly selected from 22 lions. So, in the zoo itself, in the local zoo, there are altogether 22 lions. So, that will be your population. Your population contains your population contains 22 lions. Okay, that's what you have. Then you randomly select 6 of them. So you have a sample with 6 lions. Okay, now I want you to pay attention to what we're doing. We are selecting 6 from a population of 22, right? So, and you're given 6 data here. Based on your sample, what is the average age of the lion? Now, that means we're trying to find the sample mean. So that's the symbol, X bar, it's the sample mean. And this is the sample standard deviation, SX, all right? Round your answers to the nearest tenth. Now, the quickest way to do this is this. Go to stat, put the data in, go to edit, and then go highlight list 5, clear it, enter, and then put the data. 13, enter 2, enter 1, enter 5, enter 2, enter 7. Then straight away go to, or you can go second quick, come out of it, or you can just go straight to stat, calc, number 1, right? And then we are using list 5, boom, boom, boom. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to highlight something. See the mean, X bar? That is your sample mean, okay? Right? That is your sample mean. Because they are asking for the average. So you take this, you can 13 plus 2 plus 1 plus 5 plus 2 plus 7 divided by 6. That will give you 5. Now, where is SX? Do you see SX right here? So it's 4.5, round to the nearest tenth. 4.5, round to the nearest tenth. So here the average will be 5. Standard deviation of sample, right? Sample mean is 5. Sample standard deviation is SX here. Will be 4.5, round to the nearest 10. Okay, that's easy to do. Now, what is standard deviation? So maybe I should at this point explain. Standard deviation is the average distance that your data is away from the mean. Okay, average distance, right? That's what standard deviation is. How spread out the data is, how closely bunched up the data is. That number, standard deviation, will tell you information about how close your data is away from the mean. So the following data points represent the volume of gas in each race car driver's tank in liters. So we're supposed to arrange this from the least to the smallest. So maybe start with 2.8 and then 4.3 from here, and maybe a 6, and maybe a 7.5, maybe a 9. Oh, actually, 8.5 is less than 9, and 11.6. Okay, that's about right. 2.8, 4.3, 6. So now, um, now I can try to do it by hand. So we need to first and foremost find what the median is. So throw away this, throw away this, throw away this, 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 this. Okay, so there is a median here. right? The median is in between 7.5, take 7.5 plus 8.5, and then we'll get this value. So 8 is your median. Okay, 8 is your median. Okay, we erase all of those. So let's focus on this part here. So, okay, this part, and then later on we focus this part. So this is the lower half, right? Lower half that is less than 8. Let's find the median of the lower half. So cancel this, cancel this, cancel this, cancel this. So the lower of the median half is 4.3. And there's a name for this. This is Q1. Now there's a name for median too, right? It's called median, or we sometimes call Q2. Okay, so Q1, first quartile, right? First quartile, because quarter is 25. So this is like the 4.3 is actually 25%, the first 25% of the data, if you arrange it from smallest to biggest. So let's look at the upper group of the data. Cancel this, cancel this, cancel this, cancel this. So this 11.6 will be your Q3, right? We call this the third quartile. Third quartile, okay? All right. Now they ask us to find the IQR, interquartile range. So the IQR has this formula. IQR is actually your Q3 minus your Q1. So Q3 is actually your 75th percentile, right? 75% mark. Q1 is 25% mark. Obviously, median is 50% mark because the smallest is 0% mark and the highest is 100% mark. So you're taking Q3 minus Q1. Q3 is 75% and Q1 is 25%. So 75% minus 25%, you're looking for the middle 50%. And that's what interquartile range is. So Q3 minus Q1. And we take 11.6 minus 4.3. And that should be 7.3. Let's try. Let's see. 11.6 minus 4.3. Okay, 7.3. Now, there is another way of just using the calculator very quickly. So you go to stat, you got to put the data in. So go to edit. So list 5 again, I'm going to clear, enter, and then I'm going to put those data in. So 2.5, 4, 4.3, 6, 7.5, and 8.5, 9, 11.6, 12, 12.1. Okay, you have the data. Go to stat, go to calc, go to one bar stat number 1, and we are using list 5. Boom, boom, boom. And that's the mean, 7.78. That's the sample standard deviation. Now, I forgot to mention the one number that's below. You see this symbol? It's called the sigma x. This is the standard deviation of the population. So if you scroll down, you see how you have Q3, which what we got 11.6, and Q1 is 4.3. So you could do the math here. You can actually put in your calculator and then run a one bar stats, and then you take Q3 minus Q1 and you get 7.3. So you have found the following ages in all 5 gorillas at your local zoo. So how many gorillas altogether? 5. So that means your population, that's all you have. It's 5 gorillas, right? You have 5 gorillas. Now you have 5. So they ask you to the average age and then the standard deviation of the population because these 5 gorillas are your population. So same thing. So go to stat, edit, clear the list, press clear enter, put 8 in there, 4 in there, 14 in there, 16 in there, 8 in there, go to stat, go to calc, go to one bar stats, and list 5 is there, boom, boom, boom. Ladies and gentlemen, that's your mean, which is 10, right? 10. And which standard deviation do we want? We want the sample or do we want the population? They ask us for all, so it's referring to the population standard deviation. So it's 4.4, right? Round to the nearest 10. 4.4, 4.4. Okay, so 10 and 4.4. Right, last question. Find the interquartile range of the following data. Now, it might be quicker putting it into the calculator. So edit, so clear list 5, then put in the data. There's 1 for 1, there's 1 for 2, there's 2 threes, there's 3 fours, and 1 6. Go to stat, calc, 1 bar stats, list 5, boom, boom, boom. And we want to calculate your Q1 and Q3. So if you scroll down, Q1 is 2.5, Q3 is 4. So to find the interquartile range, we take Q3 minus Q1. So 4 minus 2.5 is 1.5. So hopefully that makes sense. And please let me know if you have any question. Thank you.